Get ready for the smackdown. Get ready for the smackdown. How you gonna react when you're put in the back now? 'Cause there's no turning back when you're facing the smackdown.
Alright guys, Mount Vernon Keeter coming to you again. How's everybody doing out there? As always, rolling section 9 around, pretty much trying to finish this off, as I said. And I got an interesting fight for you. You got a comic character and a video game character, two badasses, two knife wielding badasses, first timers as well, once again, which I'm happy to do. I love having my fights first timers. One of them is perhaps one of my favorite X-Men, and the other is just a badass video game character that if you don't know, research him and you figure out who he is. So I pit the likes of Mr. James Proudstar, aka Warpath, the 7'2" Apache warrior himself, versus Jack Krauser from the Resident Evil series, first appeared in Resident Evil 4. Yes, indeed. Scary dude right there. Alright, so yeah, like I said, Jack Krauser, Warpath versus Jack Krauser. Interesting battle. I thought I put together. I was thinking about a cool ass knife battle as well when I put these two guys together, because of that great knife battle we got in Resident Evil 4 between Leon and Krauser. So we're gonna kick it off with the likes, we'll kick it off in Marvel with the likes of Warpath. Warpath, guys, for you don't know, is a mutant. He is the brother of Thunderbird, John Proudstar. And he first appeared in New Mutants number 16. That's where he officially appeared in. And Warpath, at first he was going to take the name Thunderbird, at first, you know, to represent his brother. He blamed Professor Xavier for his brother's death. Now, for all those who don't know, with Thunderbird died on the X-Men's second mission, and he sought to get revenge on Professor Xavier. So he had joined the Hellions under Emma Frost, and he felt that was the perfect way of getting revenge on, you know, Professor Xavier. And not too long, the Hellions had attacked the X-Mansion, and Warpath pretty much led the charge, but they failed. He is of Apache descent, so he's from the great Apache nation. So he carries a lot of pride and warrior instincts with him. Now, he's been a part of a few other mutant teams besides the X-Men. He's been a part of the original X-Force that was led by Cable. Cable offered him a position and under the name of Warpath. That was the first time he used the name Warpath, and pretty much he joined. And he learned a lot under Cable. Cable taught him how to be a great soldier as well, taught him hand-to-hand combat. So there's a lot that he learned under Cable at the time when he was under the original X-Force. And then pretty much from there, you know, he would rejoin the X-Men when during the rise and fall of the Shi'ar Empire story arc. And even though he still didn't really, forgive Professor Xavier, but he still joined in the fight. And he's been with X-Men ever since then, and he even went back with the X-Force when Wolverine was leading it. Now, in terms of his abilities, his mutant abilities, which everybody probably wants to know about, Warpath pretty much is this guy is a big man. This is a big 7'2" guy, and he's over 300 pounds. And his mutant abilities range from superhuman strength, speed, stamina, agility, reflexes, senses, heightened resistance to physical damage. He has pretty much similar powers of his brother, but they're more enhanced. He once had the ability to fly, but he lost that. But he still can jump great distances. His maximum lifting capacity, I believe, is about maybe 90 tons. I'm not sure anymore because they keep underestimating that. And he can run up to 100 miles per hour. That's how fast he is. And of course, he wields those two big knives that are vibranium that was given to him by Storm. And he's really capable of those in his fighting abilities as well. So yeah, he's all around a very complete Apache warrior. Very much. You cannot deny that about Warpath. And I love him. I love him. Even though I wish he was with, even though he's with Cyclops' team, yeah, and it's kind of hard for me to see that, but he's found peace, especially with, Xavier and everything like that. But he still does what he does. He's still a great warrior, and I love Warpath. I'm always am, and this is a guy that if I did a top 10 Native American character list, he would be in the list, or tribute. You would just see him in there because that's exactly what he is. He's a great Native American character, and I don't even want to classify him that, but you got to in a way because that's who he is. So moving on to move on to his combatant in this, and that's none other than a character from the Capcom universe, and a Capcom villain known that appeared in Resident Evil 4 by the name of Mr. Jack Krauser. Yes, Jack Krauser, indeed, is one of those bad guys of the Resident Evil universe that really sought power after working. He used to work with Leon Kennedy. They used to be partners. And we are introduced to Jack Krauser in Resident Evil 4. Leon kind of explains that he was his former partner when Leon was a special agent, and he pretty much faked his death and started working for Albert Wesker. And what he wanted was power. He became really obsessive with power, and Jack Krauser pretty much sought that out. Now, just like Warpath, Krauser is excellent, is exceptional in knives. He is really good with knives. He is an excellent knife combat, and we saw that in the fight. There's an excellent knife battle between Leon and Krauser. Now, in terms of the power, yes, he sought power and he mutated himself pretty much, I guess, from the Ouroboros virus. The same thing that happened to Wesker, and he mutated himself. And when he's mutated, his arm becomes like almost a giant blade himself. He has everything about him is heightened after that. He has superhuman speed, agility, strength, pretty much everything that Warpath has, and he just feels that He's obsessed with power. And you know what the saying is with guys like that obsessed with power. They get power hungry. Power corrupts. You know that. And he just kept in the game. He would chase Leon throughout the first game in Resident Evil 4. And everything about him really much, it's like, why won't you leave me alone, in a way? That's how I look at it. Get out of here, leave me alone. Like, why are you keep chasing? But he really obsessed with defeating Leon. He would call Leon a coward and everything like that. But it wasn't until he mutated himself that's when the real battle began. Because then you had to be on your toes in this battle. And that's how it was with Krauser. He just came obsessive with power. And, Krauser just really was like, God damn it, man, leave me alone. Like, but, one thing I've always said about Krauser is, like, he was an excellent Resident Evil villain. I definitely agreed with that. But it definitely took its toll with Krauser. You had to really keep on your toes with Krauser. He really was somebody you didn't want to screw with, and he was an excellent Resident Evil villain. He really was, definitely. So, in terms of a battle between these two characters, this would be an interesting battle. What if these two characters met? A mutant and a mutated human met. First of all, like I said, this would be an excellent knife battle from the get-go. So we're going to see a lot of knife battle fights between them, and who's going to get the first cut and things like that. Before it becomes just, okay, you can't be screwing around no more. It really is going to lead to who can take more, who is more resistant to pain, who's just gonna win this battle, who has the better abilities, even though the abilities are similar, who's the better trained, because both of these guys are pretty much trained soldiers in a way, most definitely. So you cannot deny that as well. But it definitely means who's gonna win in this battle. But I may give it a slight advantage to Warpath in this. I'm just saying. I like Krauser and all, but I'll give it to Warpath in this. But I leave it up to you guys. Warpath or Krauser? Jack Krauser it is. And other than that, I hope you guys enjoyed this. This is Mount Vernon Kid saying peace, one love, stay tuned. Keep it real as always. I'll be back with the next fight in a short while. Y'all take care. Battle on.